The heat will stay mainly south of the northern plains in the upper Midwest. The jet is going to set up right along parts of the Dakotas here, and that's going to keep that heat just to the south. This high pressure is going to develop across the southern and deep south as it has already begun, and it's going to create what's called somewhat of a heat dome across the parts of the country here. And it's just that. It's a big dome of heat that will spread the air mass clockwise around the high pressure, and that'll bring hot weather again for areas south of this jet stream here. For us, though, in the Dakotas, upper Minnesota here, likely going to be dealing with some very pleasant summertime temperatures. In fact, we could even see some temperatures here getting up to right on that 70 to 80 degree mark. But again, that 90s to 100s will stay south of basically Nebraska southward, and that 90-degree weather will stay across parts of the Midwest, Great Lakes, and upper portions of the New England states. Again, for us back in the Dakotas and the Minnesota area here, 70s and 80s going to be expected through that July 19th through 25th time period for us. And going forward with that precipitation, with that kind of U-shape, that dip in the jet stream here, that's what's called the trough. And we could see a little bit active weather with that, some widely scattered showers and thunderstorms at times across the Dakotas and mid to upper plain states and portions of the upper Midwest here. We're talking on and off scattered showers and thunderstorms as we go throughout this next upcoming week. Drier weather, though, will be centered across the Pacific Northwest, and it will be a little bit more active as well, where that heat will bubble up some afternoon showers and thunderstorms across parts of the Great Lakes and parts of the East Coast area. Let's take a look at our rainfall map here from June 1st through July 15th here across the Dakotas and Minnesota. Check out Grand Forks, over 9.5 inches of rainfall over the past month and a half. 4 inches in Fargo, 4 inches down in Sioux Falls. Over on the Twin Cities, picking up 8 inches, and Duluth coming in at just under 4 inches of rainfall from June 1st through July 15th. And it is somewhat good news that we are receiving some moisture. We are still dealing with some drier conditions out across the board here. Hopefully we can begin to really work on that drought monitor here as we finish off the rest of the month. We are experiencing again some drier weather, though, across the deep south, the Four Corners, and across parts of California. Again, dealing with some of that drier conditions across the board. Going forward here as we round out July, going into August 1st here, very similar pattern looks to set up once again. Just a token shower thunderstorms can be expected the last week of July. Going forward into August, and then as we take a look at the temperature trend for this last week in July here, again, much of the country is going to experience above average temperatures. We're talking 80s, 90s, even a few 100s, not out of the question for a good chunk of the lower 48. The Dakotas here, Minnesota, eastern Montana, likely 80s, a few token lower 90s, and not out of the question here as we go throughout this final week of July. And again, some drought conditions will be expected to improve.